You done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias.
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Grammy Award winner Maya joins us.
How are you?
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat, Brad Gilmore.
And they join me right now. We're talking about Celebrate Christmas. It's a brand new song that's out there. Y'all can hear it right now on the show. Joining me is Dynelle, Gunn, and Blizz Bugatti. How we doing, everybody?
All right.
Let's talk about the record, Celebrate Christmas. Dynelle, let's start with you. Why? Why are we doing that? I mean, obviously, we know Christmas is the season. Christmas is a season of perpetual hope. We love it. But why was this the right record right now?
Because the last few years we have been in lockdown, everything turned upside down, and I'm thinking, well, okay, it's time to cut out all this mess. Let's celebrate Christmas this Christmas this year, right? Let's come together and just enjoy each other in wonderful company and just celebrate Christmas.
And Gunn, I mean, when producing this record, what was the thought that kind of went in behind it?
I think the thought from my side was that I've been DJing for 13 years. And what I miss on the dance floor these days is a song that you can mix together with house music, pop music, that goes in the kind of same BPM, and to smooth bring it in. Because usually it's either really fast or really slow. So this is something that I really missed in the dance floors. So yeah, that was my main thoughts.
And Blizz, I mean, how did this kind of triumvirate of the three of you come together for this record?
Because we have living legend over there, and then we have one of the best humans on earth also there. So for me, this is like a dream, So it was like, yeah, let's do it now. Go for it.
Yeah.
So Dynelle, as far as the process of putting the record together, we kind of talked about the inspiration and what Gunn and Blizz said of y'all coming together. How does the writing process go for you, though? What does it start with for you?
Well, it starts with music,
and
I have one of my best friends is Terry Gier or Terry Green, and she's a writer, producer, everything, and I love writing her, and I love the way she plays with words, putting words together. We sat down, Bugatti here. They gave us it, and then we were supposed to come right in and do the studio work. But I thought, well, I'm not good at coming right in and doing the work. So I thought about my girlfriend, Terry, and I went to Hamburg, and we sat down and wrote in about hour and a half, just playing with words, and then we put together Celebrate Christmas. And there we created the song.
Now, when you, because as Blizz said, and Gunn will probably agree with me here, living legend. Like, everybody knows your voice. Everybody knows the Weather Girls. Everybody knows It's Raining Men. I mean, we all know it, right? It's such a classic. It's such a classic. Yeah. Does having that big of a record, I mean, Grammy nominated, does that ever do you always aspire to reach that same height with a new song that you're working on? Does that inspire you? Does it motivate you? Or do you kind of block out that record and say, look, I'm working on Celebrate Christmas. I'm not doing anything else right now?
Well, let me just to correct you just from the beginning. I'm the second generation of the Weather Girls.
Right.
My mother, Izora Armstead Rhodes, was the original. She died in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And we came together in 1990 because Martha wanted a solo career. And I have been the Weather Girl since 1990 up until 2004, her death. So I decided to carry on the name and the legacy.
Right.
And be it that she had this great song, It's Raining Men. I mean, this is the biggest song in the world to me. I mean, it's
Sure.
great energy, great message, and it's like, and then the LGBTQ community also took it for a anthem.
Sure.
So I mean, you can't expect to write greatness to a song like that.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, when you talk about Raining Men, you have to try to be that and more. You know,
No pressure.
no pressure. But I'm saying it has to be a good song.
Yeah.
And when you're writing music, you want to write about something that has meaning. That if you're telling a story, you're telling someone's story that can actually tell their own story. And you say, whoa, people that listen to the music, they like, whoa, now that's my story. I like that song. And it becomes a great song. So I really feel that Celebrate Christmas is a great song.
Well, it is a great song. It is a great song, and I agree with you. And I love the record. As far as the production elements of it, though, go ahead, Gunn.
Yeah. I mean, when you strive to try to reach that kind of level, I think you kind of lose it because you don't go after your natural inspiration. I think the time when you actually reach this kind of level of song or a song that really breaks like this is when you actually forget about everything and you just go ahead and do whatever you feel like. That's when it naturally comes. So I think we felt like this, like we really felt this this Christmas hit. I can't say that any of the songs I will ever produce will be as great as It's Raining Man, because honestly, I think it's the #1 song when I play like mixed commercial dance floors. It's like I save it for last because it's the best, you know. So when you eat like an ice cream, you save the chocolate for the end because it's the tastiest. It's the same with the It's Raining Man and all the different songs I'm playing. So yeah, no, I think it's the natural part is how you make it, you know. Yeah.
You agree with that, Blizz? You see, I hear you affirming of what Gunn's saying. You agree, like, you know, you don't go into it thinking that. You're going in like, we're making this Christmas, or Celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
He got nervous.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is so huge for me. I mean, like, since I was a kid, we have been listening to the song. You know, my whole family knows the song and knows, and I mean, like, the Weather Girls. So the first time when we actually met, I was like, "Yo, excuse me, are you real? Hi, name is Blizz," and I've been like, you know, it's so huge, you know, for me. So yeah.
So as far as the production element, because I'm really fascinated by the production of the record itself, Gunn and Blizz, because, you know, obviously y'all credited with the production elements of it, creating the music. Did you you had the track already crafted and then gave it to Dynelle, or y'all all went in there and said, okay, look, we have this idea for a record. Let's start playing with some of the instrumentation.
No, I think me and Dee, we have been connecting for maybe 5-6 years. We've been sharing the big stages around and just connected a lot. And we have already talked about some sort of collaboration musically. And I just felt recently, like, what was it, maybe 2 months ago, like, oh my God, this Christmas song that I've been thinking about for such a long time that we need on the dance floor, this feels like the right time with the Weather Girls. If Dee says yes. And I mentioned it to Blizz and he's like, oh my God, yes, that's such a great idea. I called Dee and she's like, let's go. And I'm like, oh my God.
Let's make the magic happen.
That was so easy.
Yeah.
And then me and Blizz, we just went straight ahead, sat down 24/7, working on it, and 3 days later we created the track.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we
Finish.
wanted to influence everything, happiness, love, hope, but really the disco vibe into Christmas, because that's so unusual, you know, to bring those together. It's great.
Yeah, I can't think of another Christmas record that I've heard in recent memory that has a vibe that makes you want to groove to it, right? I mean, when you think of like of Christmas songs, you think of like whatever, it's Cold Outside or Jingle Bells or, you know, the Christmas song itself. All great, but all bangers, like all great classics. But, you know, it's not like you're going to get up and cut the rug to them. And is that really though, Dino, like what this one was? Like you said, you want to celebrate Christmas, but this is like celebrate Christmas. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like I said, the last 3 years has been a downer for all of us. Yeah. And to bring back the joy and the celebration and to Christmas and the music, of course, music makes the world go round. Music makes people love. I mean, enjoy and celebrate Christmas. When they brought this tune to me, just the music, I mean, I started grooving just like this. I'm like, yeah, let's celebrate this. I mean, it was like so good. And me and Terry, we sat down, and I tell you, we created the song in an hour's time.
Wow.
And we laid the tracks and laid the backing vocals, everything. And we sent it to Goon. I mean, she was in Miami. I mean, Florida.
Or New Orleans. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, New Orleans. She was in New Orleans, and I'm writing Goon, and okay, we got the song. And I sent her over, a sample of it, and she's like, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because you called me and you're like, Goon, we need to talk. And I was just in the street somewhere, ran into a photo shop, and I asked if I can use their back office. They're like, okay, go ahead. And I sat there and closed the door and I called them.
Oh, that's an awesome story. I love hearing this stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love hearing stuff like that. Okay, let me ask you this. When writing a Christmas record, like there's certain things that people have in mind, right? When you hear Christmas, when writing the actual lyrics to it, like what are the must-haves in a great Christmas song? Like what do you must have lyrically in a great Christmas record?
Children, snowflakes, anything with snow, and because hope. I mean, we want a white Christmas, I mean, reindeers, anything that has to do with Christmas, you have to have some kind of it in the title of your song or in the lyrics of your song.
And dancing, obviously.
Yeah.
Believing.
Exactly.
Yes, believing. And like I say, like we said in the lyrics, children are dancing around the tree, innocent ones who still believe. Don't you worry about a thing. Get up, it's Christmas time.
Look at that. Look at that.
Like,
the makings of a classic. The makings of a classic. I'd be remiss because whenever I talk to any creative, whether they be an actor, a musician such as yourselves, I think it's so important the influences that we have, because a lot of times when you're first starting out and you're trying to find your own voice, you're emulating at first the people who really inspires you to pick up the craft in general. And I'm always fascinated by everybody's one or two biggest influences getting into creation of in this case music. So I'm gonna start with Goon, and then I'm gonna work on my way to Bliss. Of who are your biggest influences when you were starting out?
Honestly, like the musicians that I vibe to, I would say, like my favorite music, the music I listen to, is everything from 50s, 60s, 70s, soul, Motown. Like this is, for me, it makes me so happy. But also, I really love like Missy Elliott. She's so groovy in the way she makes music. I love ABBA. Like I'm so everywhere. The disco era. but especially like it's so many. It's so hard to say one, if I have to be honest. Like Eartha Kitt, Etta James, I love them. So they make me inspired because they wrote lyrics. They wrote real music at a time where they didn't have all the automatic equipment and stuff that we do. They just had to create and play around with what they have. So for me, that is the real inspiration.
I love all those guys too. I mean, Otis Redding, Curtis Mayfield, the talent. When you listen to a live Otis Redding album, it sounds like he did it in the studio, and that's how great of control of his instrument that he had. Dynelle, what about you? What are a couple influences for you?
Well, my greatest influence is my mother.
Sure.
And especially it's like my family is musically and talented. We started all in the church. So in the church music. So, I mean, that's where basically music comes from, you know, child growing up singing in church, old Black spirituals and stuff. And then the creations of all people from all genres of music. I just love good music. And if it says something in the lyrics, something I can relate to, I mean, like I say, a story, my story even, you know, this is my big influence on music. And like Goon says, I have so many favorites, and it's not enough time to sit here and name them.
I hear you. Blizz, what about you, man?
Man, the list is long. I mean, like people with the HDAD, like I mean, like from I don't know, great producers like Dr. Dre to Max Martin, Dennis Pop, like Timbaland. I mean, like people that puts the energy in the beat making, like banging stuff, yeah, like yeah.
There's so many. Well, hey, guess what, guys? Y'all came together. Y'all made a great record that I hope everybody goes out there and checks out. Celebrate Christmas. You can save it right now. There's a teaser out of the music video. Make sure you follow Blizz, Gun, and the Weather Girls all on Instagram. We're going to put links here in the description for everybody to check them out. We're going to play the record, and just congratulations on making a Christmas tune. I hope that 50 years from now, 100 years from now, people are going to still play it. And thanks for taking some time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Y'all have a great one. Okay? Thank you for coming on.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Let's celebrate it, baby.